Hello, Pokemon trainers, and welcome to the King's Court. Okay, so it's crazy to think this is part 46. So, really quick, if you're a new viewer, thank you so much for clicking on this video. We really do appreciate it. And if you're a returning viewer, hi, how you doing? This is part 46 in what I like to call the Path to Power series. Basically, I tried to climb the online Pokemon Scarlet and Violet VGC ladder, and I try to accumulate as many battles that I think are the most interesting throughout the week. And basically, I come back here with at least three, and I go over each move I made, play by play, in order to give an idea of my thought process at the time, and my Gengar just got knocked out. Thing, I'll come back to that in a sec. In order to also improve my own skills. So, for the last week, I actually said in that video, if you saw it, I'll leave a link in the description if you haven't seen it yet. That I want to start changing up the series now. Giratina is my favorite Pokemon of all time, no question about it. But I want to start spicing up the series because I want to try experimenting with, honestly, ghost Pokemon in general. Because here's the thing, here on the channel we have a couple of different games we like to focus on, just because they're the games we just enjoy playing the most. If you watch any of our Yu-Gi-Oh content, I focus on the decks Heroes and Yubel. In Digimon, I focus on Blackwater Greymon and Gaiomon. And in all honesty, I really want to focus on doing more like ghost Pokemon themed stuff in general. So I decided to switch out Giratina for this week and try out another one of my favorites of all time, Gengar. Because Gengar, honestly, just gets so much disrespect these days. Now, don't get me wrong, Gengar is like, I think, one of the most popular Pokemon, period. Definitely, I think definitely like probably the most popular ghost Pokemon. But ever since they removed Levitate and replaced it with Curse Body for Gengar was its Poke ability, everyone just craps on Gengar. So I want to try showing, nah, Gengar can still go. And if you saw right now, unfortunately, my Gengar did get knocked out, but it did do the important thing. It set up basically the Icy Wind, which lowered the speed of my opponent's Pokemon, which was basically what I wanted it to do. Although I'm not gonna lie, I was running Life Orb on it. After this one hit, I actually started. I switched its item because this is my first time running this version. I'm running Timid with like full investment in special attack and defense because there's really no point in putting any kind of bulking Gengar. And I'm running, what was it? Icy Wind, obviously, Shadow Ball, Sludge Wave, and Will-O-Wisp. Or was it Thunder Wave? I think it was Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, it was Will-O-Wisp because I was thinking this, because of how fast Gengar is, I can basically have it set up the Icy Wind, and if they try to one hit and kill it, that's the focus. I should start running Focus Sash, honestly, which I do switch for later on. But it actually did what I wanted to do here. It set up the Icy Wind, and now my other Pokemon can just come in. So I terrestrialized my. Oh, also I'm running terrestrialized normal on my Gengar, mainly because I want to. Because right now one of the most popular Pokemon is Calyrax's Astral form, the Ice one too, which is actually what I'm playing against in this battle. But the Astral Barrage from that thing is crazy. So I was thinking, okay, I can just terrestrialize the normal, won't do anything because most people see a Gengar, they're like, okay, I'll go for a Ghost move. So my Incineroar actually terrestrialized into Ghost so I could avoid a fake out, and it just took care of the Miraidon. Thank goodness. But yeah, I want to like try using honestly all the Ghost Pokemon there are because Ghost is my favorite Pokemon type. Period. Plus, we're actually going into spooky months, so it's pretty much obligatory that we got to do some kind of Ghost Pokemon themed stuff. So, if you have any recommendations for any other Ghost Pokemon you want to see me try out, shoot, let me know. I'd love to. I really do want to try all of them because then that's just how much I love Ghost Pokemon. Most of my favorites are Ghost, so I'm really excited to try this out. So, and my opponent quit. Okay. I was going to go for the double Flare Blitz and go for Woodhammer to take care of it. So, even though my Gengar did get knocked out pretty quickly, it did what I needed it to do, and it took care, and it's easily what got me to win. So far, I'm going to count that as a success. So, on to the second game here. Now, during this one, I was trying to be really careful because I've gone against Ting Lus before, a couple actually in this series, and I don't know if this is like my bad luck, but it seems like every time I run into Tinglu, the thing is running Fisher. So I am not taking that chance. So I'm trying. I'm gonna have my Incineroar fake out on the Tinglu and just try to knock it out quickly with my Miraidon, which it went for Protect anyways. I mean, that's fine. I mean, the Dazzling Gleam should do a lot to the Grimmsnarl. But they do manage to get the Reflect up. So I gotta be careful how I do this. Dazzling Gleam will go off. And it does almost knock out the Grimmsnarl at least. So I'm thinking I could just go for like a knockoff. Or like a Flare Blitz, try to do a lot of damage. And just go for another Dazzling Gleam. Because it should take care of the Grimmsnarl. And it does actually. It does a pretty sizable chunk to the Tinglu as well. So I'm going to go for the Flare Blitz, but the Reflect is up, so it's not as strong. And Rocky Helmet. You're going to go for the Earthquake, but thank goodness the Intimidate went off on Tinglu, so it's not as strong. And also, thank goodness I terrestrialized my Incineroar. And I'm going to go out to Golden Go. And it has the air balloons, so I got to be careful how I do this. So I'm thinking I could just go for another Dazzling Gleam because my Miraidon is Choice Spect, so I'm pretty much stuck into it, which is fine. So that does take care of the Tinglu, so I don't have to worry about Fisher anymore. And my opponent's going to go for a Shadow Ball. And my Incineroar barely lives, but the berry will go off, Citrus Berry will go off. So that's good for me. It barely lived, so the knockoff will go off next, which will get rid of their whatever they're running. And next is Annihilate. Man, it's all ghost Pokemon today. Sweet. I love Annihilate, dude. I don't. If anyone watching this saw like a recent video me and Chalmer and Michael did, we did this huge, massive box opening of Street Fighter cards. Every time I see what's it, Grimmsnarl, I just think of Akuma because Akuma's just like top tier, best Street Fighter characters. Okay, that looks real. I can't get over it. I'm just geeking out over this. That looks so cool. But unfortunately, because it did terrestrialize, it removed the fighting weakness, which means the Dazzling Gleam won't do as much, sadly. And the Make It Rain will go off, but luckily the special attack will go down, so the Goldengo is really not a problem anymore. So I'm just thinking I could just go for the Surging Strike to take care of the Annihilate. And go for another Dazzling Gleam. Or I could go for an Electro Drift. But I forgot that I'm Choice Spect. So I'm just going to keep spamming Dazzling Gleam until it, what's it called? Until it gets knocked out, really. Let's go with the Detect first. Because I figured if anything happens, at least my Urshifu will live, so I can just take care of it. But they're going to go for the Recover. Okay. And the electric terrain is gone, so I gotta be careful how I do this. I could just go for another, like, Dazzling. It should hit first, and then Urshifu should be able to take care of it. But I decided instead, apparently, to... Again, it's funny, I've said this before. Even though these are games I recorded and that I played myself, I always forget some of the moves I make. So, one Surging Strike hit, and that takes care of the Annihilate. Alright, sweet. And I got Rillaboom out. I'm going to go for another Make It Rain. But they already used it before, so it's not as strong. Not nearly as strong. HP, little HP gain. I can't use Fake Out, so I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to go for like a Surging Strike. And just go for high horsepower. Should take care of it. Surging Strike will go off. 1, 2, and 3. And even if that didn't knock out, they already used Make It Rain twice, so the special attack on the Golden Eagle was already low, and so that means my Rillaboom would have easily just come to clean house. So that was game 2, and now we're on to game 3. Let's see. So my opponent's going to start off with Incineroar and Zamazenta. I decided to actually start off with my Incineroar as well, but also my Raging Bolt. Let's see. And Incineroars will go off. But luckily the boost energy is helping. So I'm thinking I was really considering just faking out. Terrestrializing. But I'm going to play with my opponent's head first. I'm going to fake out their Incineroar because I'm basically thinking to myself, they're probably going to try to fake out my Incineroar as well. So instead, I'm just going to have my Raging Bolt go after the Zamazenta, but they switched out actually. And they go out into Rapid Strike Urshifu. So it looks like mine was faster already, so I'm good. And there you go. Takes care of that. Dang, I read that pretty well. Sweet. And I was going with the Thunderbolt because I just really wanted to hit these Zamazenta. I keep getting those names mixed up. Now my opponent's going to switch out into their Rillaboom. Okay. So I'm thinking I could Flare Blitz now because I'm going to Terastallize my Incineroar now, mainly because I was thinking to myself, there's a good chance that the Rillaboom is going to try to use Fake Out as well. So I'm just going to Terastallize now. That way Fake Out won't do anything. Let's see. Instead, they actually go straight for the high horsepower. But it was a crit, too. So I'm going to go over the Thunderbolt. It does a pretty decent chunk, actually, to the Incineroar. And they're running the Citrus Berry, too. And they're going to go for Parting Shot. So which means they'll have their Incineroar for later. Let's see. Okay, so back to their Zamazenta. And Flare Blitz will go off. Won't do as much, but at least I don't have to worry about my Incineroar getting its hurt. From the recoil. So I'm just going to go for another Flare Blitz, and I'm going to go for a Protect on my Raging Bolt. Basically, try to gauge out what my opponent's doing. Plus, they still haven't Terastallize yet, so I don't want to take that chance of, trying to hit with, some kind of move and they Terastallize. So the Protect will go off. And we'll go for the Grassy Glide. Okay, that made sense. And then went for the Heavy Slam. Okay. Let's see. And my Citrus Berry will now go off. I'm going to use the Flare Blitz, and it does take care of the Rillaboom. Sweet. So this means they have their Zamazenta and their Incineroar left. So I don't got to worry about, any other, random Pokemon I wasn't thinking of. So they're going to go on to Incineroar, and Intimidate will go off. Let's see. So I was thinking I should probably switch out my Incineroar. And I should probably, in all honesty, switch it out because that way I can use the Intimidate later because both their Pokemon, they don't have any more Pokemon left. So I don't have to worry about their Incineroar switching out to use Intimidate later. Yeah, I'm going to switch out and I'm actually going to go into my Miraidon. Basically also so I could get the Electric Terrain up so that way I can just spam Thunderclap on my opponent. I'm going to go for Heavy Slam, which doesn't do much. And Knockoff will go off, which will get rid of the Choice Specs. Not bad. Let's see. So I'm thinking, let's go for an Electro Drift. Even though the Choice Specs are gone, it's still Stab, and it's still the Electric Terrain is still up, so it should do a pretty decent amount of damage. Let's see. Almost there. And they go for a Body Press. Now, when I saw that, I was thinking, okay, they're probably going to keep using Body Press to try to knock on my Miraidon. So this is where I'm going to actually play with my opponent's head right here. Incineroar will go off, which will lower their attack again. So now it really won't do anything. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to switch out my Miraidon into my Gengar because I saw that they used Body Press in Miraidon. So I was thinking, okay, my Miraidon's close to being knocked out, so they're probably going to go for another Body Press. So I'm going to go on the Gengar since Ghost can't be hit by fighting. Yep. Okay, but first they're going to Terastallize. Okay, so... Okay, good thing I didn't try it. Into Dragon. Interesting. Good thing... Alright, and Fake Out will go off, which will take care of their Incineroar. And now they're going to use Body Press. And it does nothing to my Gengar. Alright. Let's see. So I'm going to go for the Icy Wind, and let's go for a knockoff. The Icy Wind shouldn't knock out, but even if it doesn't, the knockoff should take care of it. As long as it doesn't miss. Yep, there you go. Speed will go down. Heavy Slam still, but again, the Intimidate. Plus I had the Focus Sash, even if it did nothing. And there you go. That takes care of that one. Yep. Gengar for the win, man. Oh, man, that read was crazy. So, yeah, that was Man, that was actually all three already. Dang. So, if you made it this far, let me know what you think. And if you have any suggestions for any other ghost Pokemon you want to see here, and EV spreads, all that good stuff, let me know. And let me know what you think of the games. And overall, just have a great week. Take care. Bye.